Hello. Welcome to Advanced Vedic Mathematics course, week 17, VMST. In this week 17, our focus is to remain upon VMST. This is a discipline, and in this lesson 114, in continuity of lesson 113, we shall be visiting the initial features of Vedic mathematics, Vedic sciences, and Vedic technologies. Let us see that Vedic mathematics is a mathematics of Vedic Ganita Sutras. This text is in letters form, and alphabet is a Devanagari alphabet. In this Devanagari alphabet, which is a compactified, and the different folds, 5 folds of its are, the outermost is the letters, the next is numbers, followed by Sthapatya, and Sthapatya itself is of 3 folds, is starting with the space content, and then the space content manifesting as bodies which are of full unit as well as of half unit. We, the students of Vedic mathematics, science and technology, have to enter this discipline, this domain, with the help of a space content manifestation as bodies, and space content manifestation as bodies of pair of units, full units and half units. This full and half units feature is there as the manifestation is happening within a creator's space, and creator's space is a spatial order, that is plane, hypercube 2, square, surface. These are the features of a dimension. 3 space is a space where dimension is linear. One space is playing, the line is playing the role of an axis. However, in 4 space, it is a surface which plays the role. So it is number 2, and for 1 space is number 1. But within a surface, we can have both line and surface again. Therefore, here in spatial order, it is a single axis as well as the pair of axes. It is because of it that 2 as 1 as a unit will give us 1 as half. So half is the working unit. So full unit, single axis, and half unit, half axis. But this half is of surface, that is of number 2. It is this feature, once we will be appreciating it, once we will be parallel with it, once we will be comprehending it, then we will have a smooth entry in this domain. So we are in spatial feature. It is a spatial feature. When we say it is spatial, that means we are saying number 2, or we are saying hypercube 2, or we are saying as a square, or we are entering into a surface. So these are the features of Vedic mathematics, science and technology, and this takes us to 4 space. That is, this discipline of knowledge is a discipline of knowledge of a 4 space, and 4 space is a creator's space, and creator's space means Brahma, Lord Brahma, a 4-head Lord, is the presiding deity. And we know that 6 space is the domain and its presiding deity is Vishnu, and 4 space is the dimension and its presiding deity is a Brahma. This makes Sthapatya Mairing Rod. This is Sthapatya Mapdand. We have to work out the universe bodies, phenomenon of universe in terms of a Sthapatya Mairing Rod. Therefore, the first feature of Vedic mathematics, science and technology is that it is a discipline of a 4 space, and as such it is having Sthapatya Mairing Rod. This Sthapatya Mairing, and the Shabd word Sthapatya, when is translated from numbers into numbers, it gives 22, and when it is taken to Sthapatya, it becomes H6. That is, it is a 6 space body. So when we are going to have the comprehension or chase or sweeping or other indoor entry in this space, when we are in solar universe, when we say solar universe, then we say universe of a Surya, that is universe of a sun, and that means a 6 space domain. When we are entering a 6 space domain, then we need a Sthapatya Mapdand. Sthapatya Mapdand is the Mairing Rod of 6 space, and here 6 space is the domain and 4 space is the dimension. So it is this dimension, means creator's space, 4 space is playing the role of a dimension. However, when we are in our 3 space, then 3 space is the domain. 3 space is the domain. However, its dimension is a 1 space. So our 3 space technology will take us to 1 space as a Maya. 4 spaces technology will take us 2 spaces as a Maya. 5 space technology will take us 3 spaces as a Maya. And the 5 space will take us 3 space, and 6 space will take us to a 4 space. It is here where the discipline of Vedic mathematics, science and technology of a Sthapatya Mapdand is there. Once we will be having this overview that we are entering discipline of Vedic mathematics, science and technology, it is a discipline of a 6 space. It is a discipline of a sun, Surya, solar universe, and simultaneously it is a discipline of a Purusha. So we naturally have a query as that the Surya is a formulation which leads to TC value 13, while Purusha is a formulation which takes us to value 24. Now 13 is equal to 13 versions of hypercube 6, while 24 is equal to a dimensional frame of a 6 space. Both are the features of a 6 space. The Surya is also a feature of 6 space, and Purusha also is a feature of a 6 space. The difference only is that here we are having 13 versions of hypercube 6, and here we are at the dimensional frame of a 6 space. Now, what is the relationship of these two values or these two versions of VMST in respect of hypercube 6? When we are at Surya, then we are at number 13, then we are at 13 versions of 6 space. And when we are at Purusha, we are at value 24, and it is equal to the dimensional frame of a 6 space. Further, this 24 is also equal to 4 into 6. which means the dimensional frame. Now, when we are at 13, that means we are from -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, and then we are at +1, +2, up till 6. These are the 13 versions. There are 13 types of hypercube 6. Hypercube 6 is enveloped by a transcendental boundary space, 5 space bodies. These are 12 in number. But when we are free of all these transcendental boundary components, then it is the 13th version. And the dimensional frame, so each version of hypercube 6 is having a dimensional frame. So there are 24 available for all the 13 versions. This feature will further take us to a situation where 24 is equal to 11 plus 13. And we know 11 are the versions of 5 space and 13s are versions of a 6 space. It is this superimposition. This 24 is the 11 versions and 13 versions having superimposed. It is called a synthesis of framed bodies. The synthesis of framed bodies is that way taking us to a phenomenon of a format where within 4 space of 9 versions, the 11 versions and 13 versions get superimposed, as that by having an addition of 11, here will be 20, and having subtraction of 11 take us to -2. Further it will become 31, here will be 13, here will be 42, here will be 24, here will be 53, here will be 35, 64, 46, and so on. Now, it is this phenomenon of synthesis of framed bodies, the boundary and domain both get superimposed. It is this feature that for 6 space as a domain, 5 space as a boundary. This of 11 versions, here is of 13 versions. This makes 24. It is this feature which deserves to be comprehended well if we want to understand as to what is happening within a human body. This human body phenomenon is a Purusha phenomenon, and what is happening within the solar universe is Surya, 6 space body, solar universe. Then it is this superimposition. So in a Purusha format, in our existence phenomenon, in human body, this Surya is superimposed form upon its versions. It is this unified, superimposed phenomenon of happenings within our body is a subject matter of a chase which Vedic rishis have fully, exhaustively chased, and this makes a Vedas. Now, to understand how from Vedas we will be reaching at Upavedas and how we will be reaching from Rig Ved to a Ayurveda, this reach is the reach of the Vedic knowledge only, and the modern sciences are not reaching here or not parallel to it, because modern sciences are working with a 3-dimensional content of a linear dimension solids at the boundary, and this solid when is stripped off from the boundary of a 4 space, then it will be dimensionalizing the outer space as a transcendental space. These are the features which are to be appreciated if we have to transit from 3 space of 1 space as a dimension, and 3 space itself is a dimension of a 5 space. So we have to reach at a phenomenon of a dimension of dimension. It is this concept of a dimension which is to be appreciated. And once we will start appreciating dimension of dimension, then we will be really parallel with the Vedics, as the sixth space is having fourth space as a dimension. But dimension of dimension will take us to two space. It is a word rishi, and this word rishi means a seer, one who sees. So rishi is to glimpse. So to glimpse it, we have to go that from sixth space along its dimension and along its dimension of a dimension, it will take us to the origin. And it is reaching at the origin of a sixth space means glimpsing the origin of a sun. If we are at the origin of a sun and then we want to reach at the origin of an earth, once we are having a complete format of transfer of a seven space content from the origin of a sun entering the earth, the fourth space at the center of the earth from its eastern corner, then it will making 22 on the west, which will become hypercube 6. Sit comfortably, glimpse it properly, imbibe these values, and we can have a smooth entry within this six space domain. And it is this entry within six space domain will amount to our initiation of Vedic mathematics, science, and technology. Thank you very much.